On today's episode of the God Awful Gospel Hour, it's been 105 degrees for a month straight with no clouds in the sky. And our guests are one half of Paper Tigers.
Yeah.
God Awful.
What's up?
Mike and Bjarki.
Hello, hello.
What have been some of y'all's mountaintop moments recently, as far as music goes, performing with big bands, or like, did you get to ask for only the green M&Ms in the backstage area or anything like that?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Our rider always goes ignored. So,
Yeah.
we played Boston Calling last summer. That was pretty awesome. It was a big music
And you
festival.
got in
up
between
Boston.
days coming up.
Yeah, in between days coming up this August. So big bands on both of those festivals. So that's been kind of really cool. And we were nominated for a Boston Music Awards Rock Artist of the Year last year, and we're hoping to be nominated again. So things like that.
Is this your second or third proper album?
This is our first LP, but we have
First full album. Okay,
Four
it's just
EPs.
been.
four EPs
Yeah.
before this.
All right, so this is something to be celebrated.
Yeah.
Come September, we've got a couple I got to hear the album before the world.
That's right.
Thank you, Bjarki, for sending that. And we wanted to tell y'all how much we appreciate the theme song.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Bjarki is a frightening genius.
Yeah, I know. It was fun to sit here and watch him work like a mad scientist on that. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely some production. It sounded great.
Yeah, we were actually in the middle of a mixing session for our LP when Josh texted. And we were like, stop everything. We just like, this is cool. We need it was great because it was like something fun, energizing to do while we were because when you mix an album, it's like you're just listening to the same song over and over and over, and it got really exhausting. So this was a cool little energizing thing we got to do. We got to take a break from Paper Tigers and do an Oxblood thing and do a theme song for you guys. It was a lot of fun.
Well, maybe we can get you to do it for some of the other gay ass podcasts around here.
Yeah, the whole thing took like an hour.
Actual money. Have you you guys genre-wise are kind of undefinable as far as I've been able to discern. I really don't like that kind of stuff. I don't call people things because I took acid and went to Tower Records and got afraid of all of the tabs that stack up and say what the records are. I was just trying to find one record and I was like, I'm so confused.
That was actually a CVS.
I hate this. But have you, in reviews and in interviews, etc., have you guys been referred to as any kind of weird, freaky genre that you weren't ready to hear?
No, not that I can think of. Usually people are just call us indie alt rock because we've genre.
Yeah, I mean it's fun chaos to me. That's why I like it. And I mean I'm biased because I like hearing my friends sing. It's like your mom says you're handsome. You might,
Yeah.
you know. So I don't know if you guys know this, but Steely Dan did a jingle for Schlitz beer.
Oh shit.
It just showed up on the internet. So, you know, that's a whole lane that you guys could get into.
Nice, yeah. Well, we've been approached
You
by.
could do a jingle for John Taylor for MGD.
We've just been approached by Bud Light recently, but that's a whole other story.
They're grasping for validity.
They said I had a
everybody.
feminine quality that they wanted to market.
No, what you guys are, you're the sweet spot in between the conservatives that are mad and the trans activists that are mad.
Yeah.
That they pissed off both sides.
Exactly.
Maybe they like you guys because you live your own truth.
Exactly. We like to alienate as many people as possible. So.
What's the Boston rock scene like? This is the Austin-Boston connection. This is like the
Yeah.
movie Road Trip where they mixed up
they
Austin
mixed
and
up-
Boston.
yeah.
Boston, Texas, and Austin.
What's your
Massachusetts.
favorite venue? Like, would you say your favorite venue is to play in Boston?
I mean, there's so few of them like left. I feel like we have like.
You have to pick from both.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of like O'Brien's. It's like in our neck of the woods.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Dunkin' Donuts. We try to play Dunkin' Donuts whenever possible. Get free coffee.
Well, which one? I
Pretty
mean, we
sweet.
got
yeah,
four.
exactly.
Right
There's
in
like
the-
one or two in the area. Yeah, no, we've been lucky. We've been playing bigger stages lately. So my favorite venue is this place called Taffeta that we're going to be playing in December, I think. We've played a couple times so far, but and then we just got invited to play a large stage called the Rockwell and another place in Providence. So we're moving on up like the Jeffersons a little bit.
You're on that New England circuit.
Yeah, yeah.
The Tri-County area. Have you been back down to DC with the Tigers?
We did once. Yeah, we went
With the PTs?
Was it last December or December before?
No,
Last December,
that
wasn't
was
it?
like 2 years, right? 2020.
You were at the Black
Yeah,
Cat,
we
right?
went to DC 9. I think it was like last December or the December before that. I don't remember, but yeah, we went down for a weekend and played DC 9 and hung out with like a bunch of old friends. It was fun.
You're like, hey, you guys remember me?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like 50 pounds heavier and I have long hair, so nobody recognized me.
I made a banner for Medlock's one of his first bands called Espresso
that's right.
when I was working at
I forgot
Signorama
about
in
that.
Herndon, Virginia. They put it up behind the band and everything.
I wish I still had that, man. That was an awesome banner.
Bjarki, we've been having a debate about an ancient Viking tradition
Okay.
that you might be able to help
Yeah.
us with. Did you see The Northman?
Sorry, I think my mic's not working.
You sound good now.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
That
Yep.
worked.
I saw the first 10 minutes of it, and I hated it.
You hated
Yeah.
it?
Now your mic's not working again.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I think it's a directional issue.
Yeah. So the guy in The Northman, Mike, I don't know if you saw that
Not
movie.
yet, no.
So there's an ancient tradition for Vikings where if you beat a foe, you have to cut their head off and put it up their ass to like keep them from coming back as a zombie, right?
Is that Draugr?
Yeah, technically you're supposed to take the head as far away as possible, but if you're on a quest and you have other shit to do, you just put it so the mouth is on the asshole like a dead human centipede.
Sounds
Yeah.
like one of my Tinder dates. Hey-oh.
And we're trying
That's a Saturday
We're
night.
trying to figure out what the word for that would be, the ancient runic words. We thought maybe Bjork would know because she's from up there.
Mhm.
Never heard of
But
it.
I looked it up on the internet. Nobody could find it anywhere. Nobody has any idea. Osmouth? Do you speak any of the old tongue, Bjarki?
It's pretty similar to like modern Icelandic, yeah. But, like I've never heard of that before. Like the head and the ass. I've heard like you put it on a stick, but that's kind of like a universal thing. It's like stay out.
Yeah.
There's a guy I
Vlad the
killed.
Impaler. We'll figure it out together.
Yeah.
Osmouth.
Ass cheese. Ass cheese.
Did they call it anything like in the movie? Or
It was just something they did. They just, whenever he would kill a guy, he'd cut his head off, and then when the guy was like in between, he'd put it like right in between his legs.
yeah.
Yeah. Motorboat.
Yeah. Maybe
It's like, don't come haunting me after the dead. Go haunt yourself up the
That's
ass.
right.
Yeah.
maybe it's
So
Good
just
ass.
his
Medlock and
personal
I have been
touch.
going back and forth with making up anti-Semitic Oasis song titles
Yeah.
recently.
I was,
I don't know if we can say any of them on.
and every single text conversation between Josh and I always ends with me saying, "Please don't get me canceled." Like, please, for the love of God. Like,
If you get canceled, then you're halfway to success.
That's right.
Yeah.
If they destroy you, you'll only become stronger like Obi-Wan.
Tucker Carlson will come to your rescue.
yeah. Can't wait to do one of his barn shows.
Yeah.
His Twitter barn shows.
So Medlock and I grew up together. Medlock kind of saved my life when both of my best friends moved away. Halfway through junior year of high school, and then I also got in trouble at youth group a lot of times. But this one time, every year they have a Florida bike trip where you bike across Florida,
Yeah.
and I wasn't allowed to go one year because I went to 7-Eleven on the way to youth group and I was late. And the youth group leader came to my house and was like, I can't be responsible for Josh. I don't know where he's going to be when. And it was like, I'm 16, I'm an adult. I stopped to get some Sour Patch Kids on the way
You're
to
gonna burn in
5 minutes
Slurpee
late,
hell.
relax. But so that year, my two older best friends, Matt and John, that I grew up with skateboarding in DC, they went without me, and I was traumatized for life to the point where I had to move in with them for 5 years after college. But I just became best friends with Medlock after that. He was the guy, the third friend that was left over after everybody went away, and I started hanging out with Medlock and all his Herndon High School buddies. I didn't even go to that high school, so he kind of put me under his wing and let me hang out with these guys that we were 16, 17, 18, 19, so most of it was just drinking behind the ice rink
yeah.
where nobody could
I remember
find
that.
us. And then we became quadruple Eskimo bros of making out with girls. We hooked up with 4 of the same one. All the girls were named after elements of the universe. There was a Crystal, there was a Dusty.
A girl named Dusty?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
There was all the girls were named after. I think we both fingered a girl named Powder. the retarded girl with no eyebrows, the albino.
Now on the
remember
main
her?
stage, Destiny.
Dusty and Powder. They work sisters.
Yeah. Crystal and Essence.
Talcum.
So I just got back from the beach. I was at the beach for a week. I didn't even know they had beaches in Texas.
Yeah,
or
terrible.
on the East Coast. But we went down to the Gulf, and it is. There's a lot of tar in the sand. But Medlock and I have been to a few beaches together. But we mostly used to go to Ocean City.
Ocean City. Yeah, I remember this.
Ocean City, Maryland. I don't know why we did that, because I looked at a map of Virginia, and there's a beach 1 hour east of D.C. in Maryland. It's probably
We were 17, and that was like the dirtiest place we could find. So we were just like, what's the dirtiest beach on earth? Oh, okay, let's go to Ocean City.
Yeah, all we knew was the ones that were 4 hours away, Virginia Beach and Ocean City. Like, because we didn't care about nature, we cared about pussy. So they had to be beaches with boardwalks and bikini stores and
Places you could go underneath.
the T-shirt with the frogs and all the sexual positions airbrushed.
Some place where
You gotta go to that
they
beach.
won't miss the homeless people that we murder.
Yeah, that's where girls make bad decisions. But we went to the beach one time, Ocean City. We stayed at the Admiral Hotel. We've been driving all day. Me, John, Matt, Mike. We got there and we're like, I'm so tired, I'm going to go to sleep.
Well, when we got out of the car, too, like when we pulled into the parking lot and got out of the car, opened the doors, it was just beer cans and soda cans and water cans all spilling out onto the ground. I remember that vividly.
And it was like 3-4 floors, and it was all kids everywhere. College kids, like beach week. So we went to go chill, but Medlock decided to try to impress girls. And he said, I'm going to jump off the 4th floor balcony into the pool. And we were walking past him like, please don't do that. And then the owner of the hotel said, if you do that, you're getting kicked out.
I didn't even hear him say that. Like, I didn't even see the guy until actually I jumped into the pool, and then I saw him. I remember that.
So then we went in the room and pretended to be asleep, and we heard this ruckus. And then they came banging on the door, and they were like, you guys are all out of here. I don't know how they found our room from you half dead in the pool.
Well, I was standing on the balcony looking down at the pools directly beneath me, and all the Towson State cheerleaders that were on our floor were like cheering me on. So I stripped down into my boxers and jumped into the pool down below. But the pool is like 6 feet deep, and I'm 6'1", so my heels just slammed into the bottom of the pool, and I like.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the one you broke your ankles?
Well,
both feet.
I tore some tendons or something, but I didn't even feel it until like the next day. But anyway, the
Why
owner
did you pencil dive?
The owner was standing there, and he's like, "That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen anybody do in my life. You're out of here." So he grabbed me. We went up to the room and woke all you guys up at whatever ungodly hour it was, ungodly gospel hour it was, and kicked us out. And so it's like in the middle of the night, we were driving around Ocean City. We had to find a new hotel room, but it was beach week or some like Memorial Day weekend or something. So they were all full. And we couldn't we did find some place, but I felt bad, so I ended up like paying you guys back for the deposit, and I had to pay for the whole new room. It was just a nightmare.
But you didn't stay at the hotel.
It was a nightmare
because you stayed at the hospital.
Yeah, no.
So in this story, would you say that you were Jesus, or are you pregnant Mary because you're injured and we need to find? Is there any room at the
well,
end?
If anybody ever asks, I'm always up on the cross anyway, so I guess I'm Jesus.
Yeah.
So you ask anyone that knows me, and I'm always a martyr. But
there's no room at the inn.
No.
Medlock was the first one to move downtown of all of us. We all stayed in the suburbs and had this like gay frat party house on a cul-de-sac
fun,
where we all grew up. But Mike was downtown first before everyone else, because you were in bands and you had a nice job down there. So we would always come and see you in the city and feel big time. You know, you lived right off Adams Morgan, but you had this apartment that was like a sliver. It was like a triangle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was like the custodian janitor's closet, but they decided to make some money.
It was.
And they've turned it into an apartment somehow. Because I remember all your appliances were like Jimmy jacked in there. They weren't even supposed to be there. But it was nice. It was a good space, and I had a girl come there one time while you guys were. I came downtown with my friend 5050 JT3, and I thought we were gonna all go out drinking. But then I got a text from this girl, and she was like, "Oh, you're in DC. I'm coming in on the Chinatown bus from New York right now." This girl was a model, so I was like, "Whatever you want, baby. I got a place in the city."
By girl, do you mean guy?
So I was like, Mike, you and John go drink, have fun, stay out all night long. Just let me have your apartment for a little bit. You owe me this after sloppy secondsing me on 4 different girls. So you were like, all good, bro. And you took John out, and you guys went drinking, and I had the girl over, and then she had to go to the suburbs with her family. So I just passed out in a post-coital daze, and then you guys crashed through the door at 2 a.m. You smashed through the door at 2 a.m. and said, "Do not ever bring John downtown again." What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Every time you go, and we'd already had a beach problem
I remember
with him. Outside of your beach problem, he got you guys kicked out of Secrets.
Yeah, we were a hot mess back then, man.
It was a beach bar that was like a meat market. And he fell over some girl and knocked a girl in the water off the dock or something.
It was like,
I don't know.
imagine Jersey Shore on steroids, and it's just like this club. And so we're in there, and John is just shit-faced. I mean, he's hammered. And there's a bachelorette party going on, so they're drinking like dick straws drinks, like drinks with like dick straws in them, and they're drinking. Nice. So like the girl puts one in John's mouth to like drink, and he's like, oh, whatever. And then he just grabs her hand and bites her thumb, like almost bit her thumb almost completely off. Like almost bit her thumb off, like blood out of the thumb. A bouncer saw it and grabbed him and threw him out. So I followed out behind him. And then we had to take the bus back to the hotel that we were staying in, and he passes out on the bus. He's probably going to kill me for telling this story, but he passed out on the bus.
There's a lot of Johns
out there. Yeah. He passed out on the bus and then peed himself on the bus. So I had to like drag him off the bus and like arm around my shoulder while he's soaked in pee, carry him up to the hotel room.
That was your fault.
Yeah, that was my fault.
He peed himself. That was your fault.
Thanks, Obama.
Because years before, you did this experiment on him where he passed out on the couch, and you were like, let's see if you put someone's hand in warm water, do they pee themselves? And we were like, yeah. I think we were shrooming. Because there's a photo from that night with all of us looking at our eyeballs in the mirror. Right. But we put his hand in the warm water. Sure enough, he peed his pants. And there's a picture of you and like 3 hot girls around him pointing at his white crotch.
I had forgotten about that.
And ever since then, whenever he blacked out, he just pee. As soon as he got in the car,
it's like
he would
Pavlov's
pee.
dog.
You Pavloved him.
You put something in him. You gave him some trauma. But this particular time in D.C., Medlock comes back through the door and goes, "Don't ever bring John down here again." And he goes into the bathroom, which is through the closet. And Mike has all these nice shirts in this weird closet, and the shirts are on 2 levels. There's like a floor row of shirts and a ceiling row of shirts. So he goes in the bathroom. John comes through the door and looks at the bed and goes, "Fuck yeah," and passes out face down on Medlock's bed, which everybody that came to visit Medlock in this little tiny studio knew. Like, you either get the floor or the couch. It's a 1-bedroom apartment. Mm-hmm. The man's bed is the man's goddamn bed. So you come out of the bathroom, you see John, you go, "Fuck that," and you grab his feet and pull him off of the bed, and his head goes on the hardwood floor, and he stayed down. He didn't move at all. And you were like, "Fuck you," and you got into bed and went to sleep.
He wasn't breathing, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine, because an hour later, 2 a.m., I wake up and he's fiddling with the front door. And I go, "What are you doing?" And you remember Johnny has 3 stages when he blacks out. First he goes, "I'm good." If you ask him if he's okay, he goes, "I'm good." And then you try to help him and he goes, "Don't touch me." And then if you touch him, he goes, "I'll kill you." So it always goes from "I'm good, don't touch me, I'll kill you."
Exactly.
So he's fucking with your front door. And I go over there. I go, "John, what are you doing?" He goes, "I'm good." And I was like, "Oh, no, this is not good." And I went over, and he has dick out. He's pissing on your doorknob. And I go, "Stop that. Come here. Put your dick away." And he goes, "Don't touch me." And I dragged him across the house to try to get him into the bathroom. And he goes, "I'll kill you." And he peed all over all your shirts in the closet.
Yeah, do you remember?
So I was trying to move him while he was urinating from the doorknob to the restroom.
Do you remember what he brought with him from 7-Eleven that he was gnawing on?
So this is
the piece of cardboard?
It was a Sunday newspaper.
And he remembers doing this.
Yeah.
I was talking to him about this recently.
It was a Sunday newspaper. It was an actual newspaper.
It was a Washington Post.
Sunday Washington Post, and those things are thick as hell.
Yeah. He goes in the bathroom. He's already done peeing, and then he walks out the front door, and I'm like, "Please don't leave. Where are you going? What are you doing?" He's like, "Fuck you. Don't touch me. I'll kill you." And I'm like, "Fine, whatever, dude." He comes back with a Washington Post with mayonnaise and ketchup and mustard sprinkled on it like a toaster strudel. And he goes, "Here, hold my pizza. I'm going to go piss." And he goes in the bathroom, and I'm like, "There, now you know where the bathroom is, God damn it." And I'm holding this thing in my hand, and I'm like, I really want to see him try to eat this, but this is our boy, and he might hurt himself. And Medlock's not awake. If you were awake, I would have said, "Let's watch him eat this." You were mad and you were passed out, so I just folded it in half and put it in the garbage. And he came out of the bathroom and he goes, "Where's my pizza?" And I was like, "I can't let you eat that, dude." And I pointed to the garbage, and he took a swing at me. And I backed up, and he haymakered himself around in a circle and fell in my arms like a baby. And then, the next morning we had to find a metro station. And I met John when we were in 5th grade. He took me to the Boy Scouts. We saw a troop of Boy Scouts on the way. He's shambling through DuPont Circle with his shoelaces untied. And he's like, always be prepared. He's trying to give advice to these Boy Scouts.
Don't trust the Scoutmaster. Don't be alone with him.
So Mike and I used to have a miniature mafia at Reston Town Center. You worked at Paolo's, and I worked at Sunglass Hut, and a couple of other friends worked at the movie theater and the Thai place, and we all just hooked each other up. I think I gave you some Oakleys, and you gave me free breadsticks for life.
Yeah, breadsticks and bolognese. That was your go-to order.
And then you said you were going to go away to the Air Force, so I got mad, and I stopped hanging out for a little bit because I was mad and I was sad because you were my last only friend left, and then you said you were leaving to go to the Air Force, and then I heard that you had a heart attack when you were 19 from some of your friends from doing cocaine when you were 19.
I don't remember that, but okay.
It was the urban legend of Virginia.
Exactly.
It was third-hand stuff, but we wrote each other letters while you were in the Air Force and I was at school in England. And I'll remember the snow fort. We made a fort in the snowstorm.
I was just telling Bjarki about this the other day. I went over to your house on like whatever day it was, and then the biggest snowstorm of the world happened the very that night or whatever. It was like, the snow was up like to the top of the door, so I couldn't leave your house. I couldn't get out. And
my mom was pumped. She was like, I have another son.
Yeah. And so we built pillow forts in your basement and watched scrambled porn on your TV basically.
Yeah, we built the sheet over the TV so the cable box held the sheet down over the top of the TV. Like they couldn't see through the sheet that we were watching a tit maybe or not moving up and down.
Yeah, there was that first 3 minutes before it would start to scramble.
Yeah.
You would see the very beginning of the porn. So if there was credits nudity, you got to see that, and then it would go all scrambled.
I have 5 minutes of stand-up about that from 10 years ago that I used to do about getting caught.
Yeah, that was epic.
So Medlock is the Irish Highlander. If there's any other Irish people around, they have to go. There can only be one Irish person. We have one other Irish friend, a friend of ours.
You have to, a friend of ours.
That Medlock knows. He used to call ahead when he would come over and be like, is he there?
Yeah.
I'm not coming. If he's there, I'm not coming. Because you come all the way from downtown. And you're like, if that motherfucker's there, I just wasted a 45-minute drive. I'm not coming. And
you have to clear it first.
So we called you guys the Irish Highlanders because he couldn't be there when you were there. He would call ahead and be like, well, are you sure Medlock doesn't need to come over? Are you sure I can come over? Because you coming over was more special because you weren't right around the corner like him. So he kind of got side-slotted.
Good times.
And you knew that if Medlock came over, you wouldn't have to sit there and watch meeting people as easy.
Yeah. Grainy pitchfork video footage. So I was listening to Soft Focus today, and I noticed you have a line about Courtney Love killed Kurt Cobain. This is my favorite conspiracy
theory. I thought
theory.
of you actually today when I sent the songs over to you because of that. I know you wrote a paper on that.
Well, we were going to Nova together, Northern Virginia Community College, and I had to do a research paper, and I didn't have anything prepared. They were like, it's time to turn in your synopsis, and I had snuck a British music magazine into the class inside of my book. And I was like, fuck, I got to turn in a synopsis paper for my research. So I looked at the front of my British music magazine, and it said, who killed Courtney killed Kurt Cobain, the lawyer speaks. So that was my research project, and I called that Tom Green dude, the investigator, and he told me about the handwriting changing halfway through and the subject matter changing halfway through and how you can't shoot yourself in the face with that particular firearm with shoes on with your feet. The barrel's too long to do with your hands. So he gave me all this cool, that became my favorite.
I've been telling everybody that from what you told me. For years, I've been telling people all the reasons why it's unlikely that he killed himself.
She did it.
So that line has always been kind of in my head. And when it came time to write this song, I threw that in there mostly because it fit. It's relevant to the song and the lyrics, but it was just a funny line that was just in my head at the time based on the conversation that we had many times.
Yeah, Josh, that's a real research paper. That's based on an interview and all that.
I got an A+.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You interviewed the detective.
Can you are you comfortable telling Donnie your Jack White story?
Jack White story?
About his scrotum?
Is it my balls?
Yeah.
Wait, what? I don't know if I remember.
You said you met Jack White in D.C. and a girl who had hooked up with Jack White. And the whole time he was hooking up with her, she was hooking up with him. He kept going, my balls.
I was probably lying. I don't remember that at all. Yeah, that's probably bullshit. Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
Well, a lot of people in Texas have heard that story. So there's a whole lot of people who think that whenever Jack White gets a blowjob, he goes, my bowels.
Okay, the
bowels."
story's coming back to me now. I vaguely remember talking about that at some point, but I'm 99% sure that's bullshit. I'm pretty sure I lied. Yeah.
It's settled. So Courtney did kill Kurt Cobain, but Jack White does not say my balls.
Okay, I remember now. Yeah, when I would get drunk, I would tell this. Yeah, it was an absolutely made up story, but I would tell this story. I would tell this story just drunk because I thought it was funny. Where it was just like, yeah, I met a girl. She said she blew Jack White, and the whole time he's like, my balls, my balls. Jack White voice.
In that White Stripes voice.
Yeah. I would just get bored. I would get drunk and bored and make up stories.
So Jack White just wrote this scathing article about Trump shaking hands with Guy Fieri at the UFC thing. He was like, this is a statement. This is a press release. I hate you for shaking hands with Trump. He's a sex offender. And
he's a fascist. How dare you shake hands with this fascist? Yeah.
But then I was watching The Flash, and there was an action sequence, and sure enough, it's a solution. It's a Jack White song. So he's kind of selective about which sex pests he supports, because he's okay putting a song in the Ezra Miller movie.
Yeah.
But he's mad at Guy Fieri for shaking hands with Trump at the fucking wrestling match.
All right, we're going to take a break here real quick, and we'll be right back with a little bit more.
So did you guys hear that the government confirmed that there's aliens today or yesterday?
Well, yeah, there's been a lot of hearings on it, right?
I'm not sure what's real, because every website is propaganda now.
Yeah, well, I feel like the fact that nobody's excited about this makes me not excited about it, but like it's kind of like ridiculous. It has to be true. I mean, it has to be true. Like everybody's coming out in the government now saying that they have crashed aircraft and they've seen people, like they have bodies and like all this kind of shit. But then this kind of thing also happens like every 20 years or so. Do you remember that Fox thing where like they were gonna autopsy an alien?
Oh, that fake thing?
Yeah, fake thing. Yeah, so stuff like this happens all the
time. Alien autopsy? I remember every night on Entertainment Tonight, they would have clips from it. They were like, oh, this is disturbing. It's an alien autopsy.
Yeah.
And I guess it was leading up to when they premiered it on Fox. And I guess it was, I don't know, some type of War of the Worlds broadcast type thing where they tried to convince you that this thing was real or something.
They've done it cooler in the movies too many times, so nobody's going to believe it. We had a bit that we're working on where the aliens left listening stations on Earth in 2016 when Trump declassified all that stuff, and there was that Naruto run guy at Area 51. Remember that?
No, I don't think
some kid tried to do a Naruto run into the Area 51 and got shot or something, or shot
at. No, they were basically going to chart, like they were like, if we get enough people together, we can charge into Area 51 with like thousands of us, and they can't stop all of us.
Yeah.
And that was like 2017-ish. There's a good internet historian video about that. But.
So the theory is that they did come here then, and then they put listening stations everywhere because they visited Earth and found that it was time to listen to women. That was like the big problem on Earth, was that it's time to listen to women. So they put listening stations up everywhere. And now they're revealing all the findings, and Biden has to read off the top answers or whatever the findings are from all these listening stations where they listen to women. So Biden's just going to be like, I heard she said I was a fat bitch. These pants make me feel fat. Is it? Yeah. I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a few different ways you can do it. We were also doing it. They were just talking to each other, and they they have these listening stations, and so they're like, we've been analyzing the Earthlings broadcasts, and apparently the males of the species haven't been paying attention and listening to the females, and therefore the females would like the males to know, I'm so tired. Can you take out the trash tonight?
I don't have the energy for this argument right now.
Yes.
Not tonight, honey.
Yeah.
So you guys don't... Medlock, you were saying you were going to get a PS5. Did you get a PS5?
No, I never did.
You're talking... what game did you get, Bjarki? Did you get Tears of the Kingdom?
I mainly just like played Grand Theft Auto and like those like Rockstar games.
But for the Switch, you got a Switch.
Oh yeah, I haven't gotten anything. I play a game called Overcooked, and
I like that game. I got banned from the Grand Theft Auto subreddit for saying "kill yourself."
I got my I got banned from Twitter yesterday for calling for people to kill Donald Trump. Like,
I thought they let anybody say anything on there.
Yeah,
now.
that's what I thought too. So
yeah, it's in the opposite direction now.
Yeah.
It used to be if you said things in a certain direction, then you would get banned. But now it's the opposite direction.
Yeah, in my defense, it was Don Jr. had tweeted like we should kill pedophiles or execute pedophiles. So I posted a photo of his father with Jeffrey Epstein. And I was like, you're right, we should execute pedophiles. And I got banned from Twitter for that.
We used to babysit this kid that had epilepsy, and we would play video games with him, and they had that warning at the beginning for the flashing lights that said you can't play this if you have epilepsy.
Right.
So his mom would be like, don't play video games around him. So then we were all pissed that we couldn't play games, and he was asking us for some pizza, and we're like, you can't have Little Caesars because you're going to have little seizures. So I've heard that there's a war on Christianity. Apparently, the Christians are all mad. They're always saying this, that everybody's after them, and that, there's a gay agenda that's trying to ruin the church.
There's a war on Christmas. I don't know if you know.
Right.
But it seems like it already happened, because when I first moved here, I was driving around working for the city and stuff, and there was churches everywhere. And then a year later, there were churches everywhere for lease signs. And then a year after that, a couple of the churches had been taken over as rock venues. I remember at church when we were little, they were like, rock and roll is the devil. Don't listen to rock and roll. Right. And I was like, fuck yeah, rock and roll won.
Yeah.
That ate 2 churches so far in Austin. They're now rock venues because they've got good acoustics.
Good acoustics.
It's ironic that the Bible Belt is called the Bible Belt because everyone here wears elastic-waisted
nobody wears belts.
There's no belts here.
They don't fit.
Do you get any weird ads on Reddit? I've been getting a lot of ads for if your dick is bent. There's a picture of a carrot that's bent. I'm not. I swear I'm not talking about having a bent dick anywhere at all. I don't know how this is happening.
Siri, why is my dick bent?
Yeah. I mean, I would like one. I like to fuck around a corner. That'd be cool. But I don't know why I'm getting ads for bent.
So, yeah, pretty good like G-spot activation, right?
Yeah, if you got a funky girl with a G-spot on the left.
Or if you just turned a certain direction. If you scissored just right.
If you're laying down and you're too lazy to roll over.
Yeah.
You can use your penis to look around the corner like a periscope.
So you guys were here, or Medlock, you were here for like South by time, right?
Yeah, I came down for a few days. It was my 3rd South by, and all the 2 times before that were also to visit Josh, though not really for the festival. So I've just come down, and I was like, what's a fun time to come to Austin? I was like, I guess South by. So yeah, each time I came down to visit Josh, and then he took me around and caught a show or 2 and got some barbecue and stuff like that. Yeah, it was fun. I like Austin a lot.
Next time you need to come in August so you can feel the fucking lasers coming out of the sky.
I know you can feel the radiation that's giving you skin cancer if you step outside.
It's brutal up here too. I can only imagine what it's like there right now.
Yeah, no, it's been over 100 degrees for at least a month.
Damn.
Every single day, no rain, no clouds.
God, that's crazy.
Mike texted me last week and he was like, "Are you okay?" We were in the news.
Yeah,
they were in a heat dome.
Yeah, whenever that heat dome hit us, it was like you couldn't go outside. Like it was so humid. It was like 100% humidity, but it was also 100 degrees outside. So
yeah, that's brutal, man. I don't know how you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys do it.
Yeah.
It's too hot it's summer, so we're not having any school shootings, so that's good. We've got just heat instead. People are trying to figure out who to blame for that. They're going to blame GTA. I think they should blame Star Wars. Anakin was the first school shooter.
That's true.
He killed all those kids.
All those younglings, yeah, man.
I don't even know what the big deal is. I've been shooting kids all over my shower curtain for years.
This is how our text conversations go, and I'm always like, I gotta go. I can't be on this text anymore.
I can't be. I'm not affiliated with him.
Exactly. No, prank caller. Who is this prank caller? How'd you get this number?
Josh and I had one. It was make Twitter screech in 4 words. So we were like, those women raped Cosby.
Oh my God.
Nan King was asking for it.
Oh my God.
We had a few of those. Mostly revolving around rape for some reason. I guess because that really makes Twitter mad when you make rape jokes.
Yeah, rape jokes are only funny when it's a skunk trying to fuck a cat in a cartoon.
Right, Pepe Le Pew, yeah.
And he's French. So I was at the beach last week and I noticed beach towns are now like they've turned into all like Trump towns. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Well, especially Texas beaches.
I guess maybe it's just Texas.
Yeah, there's not a lot of liberal coastal Texas cities.
Now,
They get mad about the tar and the sand, and they don't want any more black stuff.
Yeah.
How many Trump flags do you guys have on each one of your pickup trucks right now? That's what I want to know.
No, I saw them. They're on golf carts down there.
Oh my God.
Because everybody rides a golf cart. But there's a bunch of things that are racist now that post-Trump that didn't used to be. Viking runes are racist now. One of our waitresses had Viking rune tattoos on her wrist. Some dude came up to me at a bar and was like, "Are you Norsemen?" And I was like, "I'm not sure if I want to get into that." And the flag, the American flag is racist now. You can't even have an American flag.
Mm-hmm.
The Punisher is racist now. You can't have the Punisher anything.
Symbol. Yep.
That used to be cool.
Yep.
The color blue, anything you can't blue.
Yeah.
And Calvin pissing on stuff used to be funny. It used to be for like brand identity, but now he's pissing on Biden.
Barbed wire arm tattoos.
And he's pissing on.
Is there one of Calvin pissing on a cross? Because that'd be pretty edgy.
Yeah, there we go.
Because when I was growing up in the religious
idea.
place I was growing up, it was instead of Calvin pissing, it was Calvin praying to the cross. That was like the double subversive Christian version of the Calvin sticker.
Yeah, and he's praying next to the veteran thing with the gun in the ground.
Yeah.
But the beach economy, when I lived in Florida at the beach, it was the whole year was based around, you know how like shopping malls look forward to Christmas because they go up into the black and they make a profit finally, and they're operating at a deficit for the rest of the year. The beach has like tourist season, so everybody that lives there just looks forward to the snow bunnies coming down.
Oh, 100%.
It's like Irie financial rhythms, bruh. They're just waiting for like people to come spend money. This is the first time somebody asked me where I was from, and I didn't proudly say Austin because it was so rednecky down there.
Oh, wow.
Like, should I say that?
Yeah, this lady goes, "Where are you from?" And I was like, "Austin, the area, kind of outside."
That's when you say
Central.
Austin, but I'm one of the good ones.
Yeah. You're like Berlin, 1942.
We had to take a bunch of pictures. You know, you're at the beach with your family, you have to take pictures. So I started yelling at my kids, "Put on a show for Mummy. Put on a good boy show for Mummy. It's time for a picture." It's always creepy. I never liked taking pictures. You know, we used to have to go to Olin Mills and J.C. Penney's.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And they would like hang a little stuffed animal and go, "Look at the stuffed animal."
Yeah.
You'd have to like tilt your head in the right direction, like they get the right angle of you.
All those pictures
Stand
are
up
horrible.
beside the fireplace, take that look from off your face.
Yeah, hell yeah. Speaking of, no, what are we going to do with that one? There's already a fireplace. There's plenty of anti-Semitic jokes we can do with that.
Yeah.
With the "Don't look back in anger" about the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Just chill out. I did some birding. I birded. I've never birded before in my life. We had binoculars. I saw a roseate spoonbill at the beach. I used to think birders were people that fuck birds, but apparently it's like you just look at them. I had no idea. There was a grocery store there called the IGA. It was like a FEMA depot. Everybody's just running around, panicked, like it was COVID. Like it's all tourist people. Like, we got to find it. We got to find a hat. We got to get groceries, and it's nobody's from there. Everybody's from somewhere else. It's fucking chaos. By getting a bunch of ads or messages on YouTube or on Instagram, every time I post anything now, if you tag your location, somebody from the Middle East messages you named Jaharash that says like, "Promote on Texas vibes, family."
Yeah, it's every single post.
Yeah. Hello, dear lover friend. Please to buy my.
Hello, my friend.
Yeah, please to send me money now.
So I've started putting in fake towns instead of Austin. I really don't care if people from Austin know about the show or not. You know, I'd rather have international appeal anyway. So I'm just thinking up towns like that I've lived at. Carnforth, England, Schladming, Austria. I start putting in Timbuktu, and I don't get any Indian people going, "Promote on Timbuktu vibes, fam."
We're not interested in Africa.
We got to play a lot of tag with the kids on the beach, and sometimes you're too tired to run, so they just come slap me and go, "You're it," and I just go, "Yep.
I'm just it now. This is my life." Yeah.
They couldn't understand why someone would be okay with being it. It's like calling someone gay. Like, yeah, I guess I'm just gay. That's fine. Guess I'm just going to be it forever. I was with my wife and her mother, so I did not get listened to at all on any of my suggestions for anything.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, "I'd appreciate it if you would value my input, honey." And she was like, "I do value your input." And I was like, "You're going to value my input later in the shower." Kids can't hear.
You do a school shooting.
There's going to be some input and some output.
Keep the tip.
We've been discussing what could possibly be a fate worse than death. And it's, people wish on you a fate worse than death. So we're thinking, you know how if you get hit on the head and you get bonked retarded, but you still know what's going on inside?
Yeah.
Like, that's a fate worse than death. Like, people go, I'm going to jump off a building, but I don't want to land wrong and just be dumb forever and be trapped inside of a dumb body.
That's basically what happened
But then,
to me
so
at
if
the
you
beach
had
when I
that,
jumped off the thing and into the pool. That's the story of my life now.
You're lucky there's a fate worse. No, you didn't get a fate worse than death. Plus, and then if you got arrested and you were like a butt slut, then you're like trapped in a retarded brain and you're a butt slut rape slave. That's a fate worse than death.
That's pretty bad.
But then I just saw an article this week that Danny Elfman is being charged with messing with little boys.
Oh my God.
What?
Yeah, so the
I haven't
guy from
heard this
Boingo
one.
Boingo.
Yeah, no, the Batman.
He's got allegations, so I'm going to have to add that to the fate worse than death. You're a retarded rape butt slave to Danny Elfman.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because he seems pretty twisted. Have you been on Oasis Reddit, Mike?
No, I don't go on Reddit at all. I'm an adult.
So they have tags for different stuff, and on every other subreddit, it's like, this is a shit post if you're just trolling.
Is that right?
But on the Oasis subreddit, they're called shite posts.
Shy, of course they are.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's very cute.
Fucking no.
You know how we have grackles here? We have the crows everywhere?
No, they're called grackles. I didn't know that.
Yeah. For some reason, they're called
Oh, yeah,
grackles.
the little black birds.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we started calling Austin Kokors gackles. Were you there at the house when Matt's dog Creflo ate all the weed?
No.
We had a drug dealer over, and he had like $200 worth of weed in his backpack.
Creflo
And
ate
he
it.
was trying to get me to give him $500 to go to New York and buy some weed and come back.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, just sell me some of that
not falling
weed
for
that
that
you have
again.
right there. Yeah, you have a backpack full of weed right here. You're a drug dealer. Sell me some weed right now. And he was like, no, that's not the style. You got to invest with me, and I'm going to go to New York. And I was like, well, let's go outside and smoke a cigarette and talk about it. So we went outside. And while we were outside, Creflo ate all the weed in this guy's bag.
God, man.
Like $200 worth. And we were 26,
Yeah.
so $200
lot.
worth of weed in 1999 was a big deal.
That's like $5 million
He got
for
all-
weed now.
Yeah, he got all
Inflation.
pissed. He's like, what the fuck are you guys going to do? We're like, well, there's 4 of us and there's 1 of you, so we're going to invite you to go home now.
Was
With your
Creflo
empty
okay, though?
backpack.
Like, what happened to the dog?
He ate everything.
Yeah, but I mean,
He ate. We kept having to fill up his dog bowl. We kept giving him.
so it just worked its way out of his system.
Oh, he had a great night. He had a super fun time.
He's like,
The guy had weed in like your grandma's vitamins, like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that little capsule of different weeds. And he was like, try this one, try this one, try this one. And by the third one, we're like, we can't tell the difference.
right.
It's just, we're fucked up. Did you guys have any COVID experiences with your body?
I had COVID.
Oh, yeah. You
Oh, you got
did
COVID?
have COVID? Yeah, I forgot.
It was like that for like 2 days. But
I
got
Did
over
you
it.
know how?
I never got COVID
Did you
that I'm aware of.
Did you play the blame game, Bjarki? Did you figure out who gave it to
I
you?
got it after a flight. So I came back home from Iceland, and yeah, just right after that I got COVID.
Should have just stayed in Iceland.
Yeah,
He also made out with a bat before he
Oh.
came back.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's
local
how he got it.
delicacy.
He put a guy's head in
Yeah,
his
he put a
ass
guy's
in
head, yeah.
Iceland, and he got
Yeah,
COVID.
he chopped some guy's head
Making
off in
it even
Iceland
sad.
and put it in his lap. And then he got COVID.
He went to a Chinese restaurant. They had pangolin. There was some cross contamination.
Penguin. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, I'm glad you didn't get it. You got comorbidities, don't you?
Yeah, I've never. So I mean, like, I've never. If I had it, I never knew, because I never got sick to get tested. I just I would get like a cold, and then I would take a COVID test, and it was negative. So as far as I know, I've never gotten it.
Yeah, I've had 3 negative tests. I had my roommate got it in summer 2021. I'd never tested positive. I've had multiple close contacts. Every single time I've tested, it's been negative. So I'm thinking that maybe I'm just immune master race.
Nice.
Like
Yeah, nice.
maybe because they said back whenever it all started, they said like half of people are not going to be asymptomatic or they're just immune to it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you don't think about those people because of literally every single news article was the hospitals are going to be overwhelmed. There's been 2,000 deaths in a day. Well, all you think about is like the 1% of cases where it's really, really bad. But half of people, could have been exposed to it multiple times and never had a problem with
I
it.
just assumed it's because I didn't have any friends. I don't really have any friends. I don't really know anyone, so I don't
I totally forgot, but I got it twice.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's crazy.
Did you lose your sense of
No,
taste?
nothing like that.
No long COVID.
Smell?
I mean, probably.
Well, now Mike has it.
Yeah.
It's feeling a little foggy.
What happened, Bjarki? What happened? You had a cough?
Yeah, I had a cough, and it was just like, I was just like laying down, and every time like I would like move, it would hurt. But that was just like bad for like a couple of days, like for like 2
Sounds
days.
like depression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the second time like it didn't hurt at all. Like it was just like my wife got it, and I just tested positive as well. But like the line was all like faded, so it's like I guess that counts.
A mild case, maybe. Yeah.
Pregnant with the COVID baby.
Yeah.
I got COVID balls because I quit showering, and I just quit. I forgot what day it was. Just time kept going by, and I was like, my balls itch, and I realized it was because it had been 3 days. Yeah, my balls itch.
He turned into Jack White in the shower.
Like, I've got COVID on the balls.
Like, I guess the cure for itchy balls is to shower daily. I forgot.
So how long has Paper Tigers been around? How long have you been a band?
Right. 4 years.
Yeah, we formed in April-ish of 2019.
Okay.
I moved to Boston. I didn't know anybody, so I was like, I guess I'll start a band just as a way to meet people. And I put an ad on Craigslist and auditioned a bunch of guys and landed with the 3 others besides me that we have now.
So you guys were a band for a year, and then COVID hit. How was that? What was that like? Were you just lots of time to write, lots of time to record?
It wasn't too bad.
No,
kind of liked it.
Yeah,
we played 3 shows before lockdown.
Right?
Two shows before lockdown happened. We had our 3rd show canceled because of right as lockdown happened, and so we've been prepping for like 8 or 9 months at that point, and finally started playing shows, and then lockdown happened. We were like, great, what are we gonna do now? So we actually just used the time really, really well. We used it to our advantage. We wrote a lot, practiced a lot, recorded, did a lot of video content. We did like a couple of video festivals, I think, like online.
There's a lot
shows.
of those, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of online shows and stuff. But we were ready, man. When COVID lifted, we like shot right out of the gate and we were ready to go. We started playing shows immediately and put out a lot of content.
Yeah.
So we were really, really lucky in that sense.
A lot of people were told, do your what you would do with your creative impulses and live your life and take the stimmy check and have fun.
Exactly, man.
And I did the same. I disappeared into my guitar a lot and sat outside just twiddling because it was like, I'm just going to be 12 again. I'm going to read comics and play guitar. And
you waited until lockdown was over to start a podcast, though. You're like, lockdown's over, it's back to work. Let's start a podcast.
Well, we tried in 2020. We started one.
Yeah, we have a horrible 2020 episode where we're like, well, the world is fucked.
Oh, no.
So cool.
Yes, the world is fucked. So let's talk about Star Wars.
Right on.
Is what we were doing. Yeah.
Oh, that's the next one. Do you want to eat shrooms and watch Little Mermaid? It's on Plex.
I don't know about Little Mermaid. I don't think it's colorful enough. I think it's pretty washed out and gray, actually.
That was my junior high. It's movie day. Get the clamshell out, bring in the AV cart.
Original Little Mermaid, not remake Little Mermaid.
I want to watch the remake.
Oh, that's not colorful enough. Have you seen like how bland and gray and
You'll make your own colors in your mind, baby. You'll be all right.
I had a couple friends who we did some shrooms. This is before COVID, and they started watching Ponyo. It was probably one of the best movies you could watch.
Hell yeah.
With all the undersea creatures and all the colors. And
we tried to do chocolate shrooms that my neighbor gave me, and he dried the shrooms out to like a cracker dust and then baked them into the cocoa. Mm-hmm. Bjarki, have you ever done this? Have you ever done shrooms? No. Have you ever done any psychedelic?
No, not really. Like where I came from, you wouldn't trust anything like that.
They have fermented shark meat that they bury under the sand.
Yeah, I mean,
I heard you eat it. Does that make you trip out?
It should.
But we got some of these chocolates, and we ate too many of them too fast, and the onset was within 15 minutes. It was horrifying. And I tried to sit on the couch and listen to Air, French band, and watch Jungle Book, as you do. That was like my comfort place. But my wife kept running in and out of the back door going, "This is peyote. They sold us peyote." She was freaking out. I went in the backyard and was like, "What's going on back here?" And the fence posts were waving at me. And I was like, "Let me just look at a rock." And the rock was like doing a sexy dance. And I was like, "This is bad." And we just held each other's hand. We're like, "This is for better or for worse, baby. We're going to make it through."
This is what you meant when you said your vows, right?
Yeah, marital rights. Is inflation hitting there? Is groceries going up in cost in Boston?
Kinda, yeah.
A little bit. I think it's come down a little bit too. Like it hit the same as everywhere else, but I feel like it's come down. Like gas is a little bit cheaper and groceries are a little bit cheaper now.
Remember we used to hear how expensive everything was in Alaska?
Yeah.
Like if you live in Alaska, orange juice is $12.
Yeah. That's the
So I
premium
wonder
you
what
pay
it
to
is
stay
now.
away from people, man. That's like I'd be happy to pay $12 a gallon for gas to stay away from people.
It's probably $25 for a bottle of orange juice now with inflation.
Didn't they give out like stipends for people to live there? Wasn't that the case?
From the oil industry?
Is that right? I missed my chance.
It's $1,000 a month, or it was a long time ago. It's probably $2,000 now. But I mean, you have to spend a lot on firewood. I don't know, or unless you want to chop it up yourself.
Bjarki might understand a little bit of what like living in Alaska is. Like, so you were born in Iceland, right?
Northern Iceland. So there's a lot of snow.
How long did you stay there? Like, how long before you came over here?
27 years. So most of my life.
So, yeah. Although that was what we always our exposure to Iceland whenever we were kids growing
Mighty
up
Ducks.
was see what the Vikings did.
Yeah.
Is they called the nice area Iceland, and the icy area they called it Greenland to trick everybody. Yeah. So we always came away with thinking that Iceland was this amazing magical fantasy world.
Trickster Loki people.
Yeah.
Every American that I've ever met in my life has told me that. And like I don't know where that comes from, but
I think I've told you that too. When I first met you, I think I said the same
it was
thing.
Medlock's one of Medlock's drunken lies.
Drunken stories. First, he told us about Jack White with my balls. Then he told us that Iceland is actually the green place, and Greenland's actually the icy place.
You guys are both wearing the same T-shirt. Are you promoting
No,
something?
this is actually a coincidence. This is our friend's band in Boston. So like I didn't know he was going to be wearing that when I came over. I was wearing this. It's like when you spend too much time around somebody, you start to think alike. But like this is our friend's band in Boston called Miracle Blood, and
Angry housewives at a ball. How dare you wear the same dress as me, you bitch.
It's like when the mother-in-law wears the white dress to the wedding.
Well, my favorite anti-racism thing is that the sun burns everyone. Everyone's out here just trying to not get burnt by the sun. No matter what color you are, if you're a man or a woman, it's hard out there. Everybody's trying to do a Bear Grylls and find shelter and water and food. And it's actually gotten worse around here. This is for 5 days in a row they found a homeless person dead in a field from the sun here. Yeah,
there's like I think it was 5 different bodies recovered, and it's like under overpasses. That's
it's scary, man. That's awful. Stay inside, turn the AC on.
People shouldn't live here. People should move away from here.
Yeah,
it's not good.
And that's the South by Southwest motto of the people who live here is don't move here.
Yeah.
So that's how you greet people from out of town during South by Southwest. Like, hey, nice to meet you. Don't move here.
Yeah, Mike, you've only experienced the good weather. You've only ever come here in March.
It was freezing when I was there in March. I was like, I didn't have a heavy enough of a coat. It was crazy.
Yeah, somehow we were still sweaty all the time, though. I wonder what happened.
No comment.
So there's a writer's strike going on now. No one's writing and I didn't care. I thought it was dumb, and I was making fun of it until it halted my 2 favorite things. They halted Deadpool and Andor, so they stopped making Star Wars and Marvel movies because of the writer's strike. So we're here at God Awful Gospel Hour. We're happy to help. We're going to help write the new Star Wars Acolyte show, which is about a girl who becomes a Sith. And of course, Disney bought Star Wars, so it starts with both of her parents dying.
Yeah.
And then, she tries to use the Force, but she gets exhausted. And then her master tries to teach her the ways, and she's like, I don't even have energy for this argument right now. And it's probably going to do very well because that kind of stuff has done very well for Star Wars recently. They've been hiring a lot of those kind of writers. So we can embody the new spirit of Disney and help them.
Yeah,
we're going to be scabs and go over the line and
now's
help
the time to
write.
write a script, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you guys have mean bartenders in Boston? We have this problem in Austin of mean bartenders. Yeah. They call everybody chief and big guy, and they're very rude.
No, I don't think so. We only go to like a couple of the same bars usually, like Avenue. Yeah. And the people there all know us because we're in there so much. They're really nice to us. It's cool. Like, I mean, believe it or not, Boston's actually a big drinking town. Crazy, right? I know it's just a shocker. No. But like, so there's like a real cool...
I'm a sailor's peg. I lost my leg.
There's a real cool unity between drinkers and bartenders here. Like, we treat each other really well.
You call each other brother. Yeah, brother. So we were asking.
Ringtone is the da 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 da.
Boondock Saints is on TVs in every bar everywhere.
Yeah. There's lots of green.
It's heritage, not hate. So you guys were saying some of your mountaintop moments for being in a band and being backstage and performing with all these big acts. My one for this show is someday I want to have Jeremy Piven on and ask him if he has any plugs.
Oh. Boom.
So that's...
I think actually Elon Musk would be easier because he lives here. Have you seen those pictures of Elon Musk like 20 years ago?
No.
How like he was just a skinny, balding, like really badly balding nerd.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So do you guys have any plugs? What's coming up? What's going on?
Yeah, we're doing In Between Days on August 19th, which is my birthday. So we'll be playing that festival actually on my birthday, which is really cool.
Yeah. And then when does the album come out?
Mid-September. And I can't remember the exact date, but like mid-September-ish, right?
Sounds about right.
Yeah. The album's called Charmer. It's our first full-length LP.
Yeah.
It's available everywhere on streaming, and there's a couple of singles out right now that you can check out. Wedding Cake, and then the self-titled song Charmer is available right now on all streaming platforms, and you can check out our website, papertigersusa.com, and then you can find us on all of our social medias at papertigersusa.
Donnie and I already heard the whole album. It's beautiful chaos.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
All right, Bjarki, are you going to make everybody sing Happy Birthday to Mike at the festival?
He will.
You could do a
He'll
guitar
probably
thing.
love that.
I would.
Tell all the girls to throw their panties at the stage.
Exactly.
Again. They already do that
right,
anyway.
man.
All right, it was a pleasure to talk to you guys.
Fun. Thanks for having us. We really appreciate it.
You need to come visit more often than every 12 years so we can have you actually in the studio here. Donnie wasn't here last time you were here, but next time we'll schedule around it.
Yeah.
And then bring Bjarki. Bring the whole
I'm still trying
band.
to get you up here to visit, man.
Yeah.
You got to come up to Boston.
I told you, if we go there, then we have to go to Salem because my wife is
That's
a
all
witch.
good. Salem's great.
Yeah. We'll be shipping up to Boston.
Yeah. Awesome. Appreciate y'all.
you guys. Play that theme song.
Bye.
Play that theme song.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. And it's coming up now.
You can just sing it.
Yeah. God awful.